Everybody wants to feel not depressed, but in order to do so, you got to do this one thing. What's up, everyone? Mike Muellner here. I'm an internal medicine doctor from Los Angeles, California, and I can tell you depression is not at all uncommon. In fact, it seems like it's gotten worse during the pandemic and after the pandemic. And a lot of the talk about depression, a lot of the treatments for depression focus on trying to get at the symptoms, trying to improve mood so that you can then move on and live a happy and meaningful life. However, one issue with depression is that it leads to something called anhedonia, where things that you used to enjoy are no longer enjoyable or no longer seem worthwhile. That's one of the classic symptoms of depression. It's one of the mnemonic we all memorized in medical school, 𝐂𝐎𝐍𝐶𝐄𝐓'𝐒. S is changes in sleep. I guess we can go over all of it. I is loss of interest in things. G is guilt. E is lack of energy. C is concentration issues. A is appetite changes. P is psychomotor agitation or retardation, where your arms or legs might feel like they're made out of lead. And then S, of course, is suicidal thoughts. So I is loss of interest in things, aka anhedonia. And so the problem with this is that when nothing seems interesting or worthwhile anymore, you don't end up doing activities which would otherwise have been enjoyable. Then you end up spending more time at home, and then because you're not doing anything, the depression gets worse. So it becomes this big vicious cycle where depression makes you not want to do things, and then because you're not doing things, depression gets worse. And this applies not only to enjoyable activities like going to the movies or going to the park, but also activities that are important, such as doing your taxes, paying the bills, doing chores. When you feel really depressed, you just don't have a lot of motivation to do these things. So the trick is to break the cycle. So how do you do this? Well, one tool you can use is called behavior activation. So it's not rocket science. And what it is you just force yourself to go out and do things. You activate behaviors even when you do not feel like doing them. And so the interesting thing about this is that it seems really backwards, because usually when we think about depression, we think about treating the symptoms first, improving mood, so that you then have the motivation, have the desire to go out and lead an active life. So this ignores that in a way, and it's doing the opposite. It's focused on getting an active, full life, and then in doing so, having the downstream effect of improving mood and improving depression. Now, this is not a cure-all for depression. In many cases, depression can be quite complex and very serious and requires consultation with a physician, with a psychotherapist. Sometimes medications are needed. So in no way is this going to be some magic cure-all for depression, but it's a tool that I think can definitely help. And it's one that we don't really hear about a whole lot. And I think it applies also just to even people who aren't necessarily depressed, even those who don't answer yes to all those 𝐂𝐍𝐶𝐄𝐓'E questions. Behavior activation can still really help out. I mean, there's all kinds of times when I feel kind of down, or I'm tired at the end of a long day at work, don't feel like doing anything. If I use this strategy and I just more or less force myself to do stuff, like go to the gym, go for a run, I pretty much 100% of the time feel better afterwards. In fact, I can't think of a single time when I went to the gym, for example, and then regretted it later, right? That's just not something that happens. So I think this is a tool that pretty much anybody can use in their day-to-day life. All right, thanks for checking out this video. I hope this was helpful. If you like medical related content like this, feel free to hit the subscribe button there or check out another video here, and I'll see you guys next time.